this vast universe, light may come and go, but darkness and emptiness always exist. From the depths of the cosmos to the silence within our minds, darkness is the womb of creation. Emptiness is not a void, it's where all things emerge, evolve, and exist. Today, we embark on a journey into the mystery of darkness and emptiness. Why does a seed sprout in dark soil? Why does life emerge from the unknown? Let's explore how darkness is not to be feared but revered. Within it lies the unseen energy of transformation and creation. Welcome to the deep mystery of existence.
Today we'll be talking on deep mystery of darkness and emptiness in the existence. This is a scientific, spiritual subject. It has a lot of complexity to understand in depth. Broadly, you can visualize everything, but in depth, what is happening, one needs to have some scientific knowledge as well as spiritual awareness to some extent. Let's come back to the subject. You know, darkness exists everywhere. Only light comes and goes. Darkness is in cosmos, in universe, under the sea, under the earth, within ourselves, within our mind. Sometimes our thinking is also in dark. Basically, everything is dark. Everything is darkness. It doesn't come and go. It exists. Only light comes and goes. Same way, emptiness always exists everywhere. It doesn't come and go. You can see any objects. There is some gap between them. There is emptiness. You can see two cells of your body. There is some gap is there. There is emptiness. You cannot find anywhere which is without emptiness. So darkness and emptiness always move together. They exist. They don't come and go. Only light comes and goes. That is the reason you will find in this world there is a cult that worships only darkness. They say darkness is everywhere as God is everywhere. So God is darkness. Only light comes and goes. They have their own thinking, but with this particular understanding that darkness exists everywhere, it doesn't come and go. They worship darkness. So let's come back first to the darkness. Darkness exists in our system. We eat food, it gets digested in darkness. Our whole system works in darkness. It means darkness gives some sort of hidden energy so that our gets digested and we feel healthy. How the darkness gives energy, neither science knows nor spiritual literature says everything about it. But without darkness, there is no creativity. Basically, there is no existence without darkness. You see, in the mother's womb, child grows in darkness. Mother gets conceived, and then cosmic energy enters in the form of soul, and only in presence of darkness, fetus grows, baby grows, and after 9 months, child is delivered. What role plays the darkness? Nobody knows it. You can see any seed, if we spray just on the surface of the earth, seed does not grow as a plant. You can give him light, fertilizer, everything, but it will not grow as a plant. It cannot become a tree. But if you put the seed just a few inches below the earth crust in the soil, and you will find after some time it gets sprouted. Everything is same except the darkness. So darkness has a mystery. How the seed grows in darkness when on the surface all the amenities are existing, it doesn't grow. It is mystery of mysteries. There is no answer which can convince you. That's the reason we call darkness is the mystery. Rather, it's a deep mystery. Coming back further, if you go the deep of the earth, you will find coal, you will find naphtha, oil. All the coal is formed in the earth, all the oil is formed in the earth, which we go on extracting years together, but it doesn't exhaust. You cannot create coal on the surface. You provide everything, but coal will not be formed. Neither the oil or naphtha will be formed. All our precious metals, you can see gold, diamond, copper, brass, they are all produced in the earth crust in presence of the darkness. So darkness is the blessings to us. Even diamonds are the product of darkness. We go deep under the sea, there is darkness. Lot of creatures exist in the darkness. Fishes are produced under the sea. More than 70% of the world population live on the fishes. It's the product of darkness. We get oxygen from the sea. It gets produced in the darkness. All, all these things are produced. It's a miracle. And there is no end to the darkness. You know, some children are born, they are mentally not healthy. They have some underdevelopment. They have mental problems. They are artistic. But if some these children live in darkness for few years, they should sleep in darkness without light for few years. Their madness gets nullified. So what role the darkness plays, no one knows it. Our food we digest in the darkness only. What exactly happens? It's a great mystery. You see the case of pyramids. You can put any object under the pyramid. Even if you put the vegetables, food, non-veg items, they get a long life there. If vegetable gets spoiled outside the pyramids in 6 hours or 10 hours, under the pyramid they live, they they don't get spoiled even for 2 to 3 days. Even the cat, if it dies under the pyramids, their body does not get decay for a long, long time. So what happens in the pyramid? There is darkness. Of course, cosmic energy is also there, but the shape of the pyramid is such that the positive cosmic energy of consciousness enters in the pyramid and rotates have a long life. All these are miracles, and no one knows what happens to all those things. So, if we try to understand what happens in darkness, it becomes a very mysterious science itself. We relax in darkness. When you want to sleep, you put off the lights and you sleep comfortably. If there is a light all around you, you cannot sleep well. When you wake up in the morning, you are tired. So darkness gives you a relaxation. If one lives in the darkness, then he is never afraid of the death. He welcomes death because death is considered as a darkness. Darkness gives immense energy for the sadhaka. If sadhaka does meditation in the darkness and there is absolute no light, then he finds, or you can do the experiment within you in your house. You can very easily go to the trance. Darkness helps you to be with the divinity. In darkness, you can very clearly hear the Anhad Nath. Even if you are not in absolute silence, you are in partial silence, you can still experience the Anhad Nath because darkness emits such sounds, such energies, which are self generated. It's basically the movements of the electrons in the darkness, and their movement itself creates certain sound, which is not a rubbing sound, it's the sound of movement. That is basically anartha. That is not loud unless you are silent. Comparatively, you can better experience the anartha sound of Om very convincingly in the darkness. That's the reason NASA could report sound of Om, AUMO, as is Anantnath. You must have heard in the news. That is maybe very closely related with the darkness. Otherwise, in our surroundings, when there's a light, we cannot hear that sound until and unless we go within ourselves in the absolute silence. There, without going in absolute silence, our instrument could catch it, and those who are there, they could experience the sound of awe. So Darkness is basically is a miracle. You can visualize yourself within you, how the darkness affects you. Darkness creates creativity. It develops your mind. It gives the facilities to develop the consciousness. All those things happens. It is a miracle. When the child can grow in the darkness, and if one lives in the darkness, he can be more creative. Child growth is the highest creation of the existence. But if you live in the darkness, you can be much creative. But if you live in the darkness, but with the awareness, there is certain conditions. You can evolve your own energies. So there is much to say about the darkness. What mechanism occurs in the darkness? There is absolutely no literature on this, neither scientific or nor spiritual literature. What I am trying to explain it is basically my own contemplation. I may be right or wrong. I don't know. You can analyze within yourself what I will explain it. You also go in depth of it and try to understand. Probably you may agree the way I think. You may also still think in the same way, or you may have a different contemplation. Well, whatsoever it is, I'll give my own opinion on this. Let's start with the mother's womb. We all know the soul in the form of cosmic power or consciousness enters when the fetus is formed in the mother's womb. Then it starts growing. As the child body is formed, child doesn't breathe. What energy it gets only from the mother's system. When there is no breath, consciousness is there, and all the physical energy what mother eats through the blood, it comes to the child, but the child doesn't breathe. When it doesn't breathe, it means he is much away from the Maya, from the illusion. He is with the consciousness, he is with the divinity. That is the reason presence of the soul energy, it grows. And when it's formed well, then the child is delivered. So in the mother wombs, there is a consciousness, there is a dark energy, darkness, and all the requirements for the growth without the air which he gets in the mother's wombs and grow very well. Physically, there is consciousness without breath, and there is a emptiness is also there. Baby roams in the womb. It means there is an emptiness. You got a space in the darkness. It's not cramped. So emptiness, consciousness, darkness, body heat, and the all elements, physical elements in the form of grains and other things which mother eats, it helps the child to grow. Inside what mechanism takes place, it's beyond our understanding. But all these things plays a role. Let's come back to the seed which we put on in the earth. When the seed is there in the earth crust, then in presence of the heat and moisture, the cover of the seed get busted. It get burst. And you see any seed, inside there is a vacuum. That vacuum of the seed, vacuum is a mostly emptiness in the seed. That emptiness and emptiness which exists around the seed, that means in the under the earth. Both the emptiness combine together in presence of the darkness and in presence of the cosmic energy. Because cosmic energy is everywhere. It is in the environment, it is in the sea, it is under the earth. Everywhere it is there. So it is the role of cosmic energy, darkness, heat, moisture, all these things put together. It allows the sprouting of the seed and it comes out from the earth crust and then it grows in the light and becomes a plant, then the tree is under our protection. So the basic mechanism is basically coupling of the emptiness existing in the seed and existing outside the seeds in presence of the cosmic energy and the darkness. What mechanism takes place that is beyond our inception at present. Now, if we go formation of the coal under the crust, under the earth, we have soil, we have particle of stones, and so many things, variety of things under the earth. What are the other chemicals that is not known? But in the darkness, in presence of the heat and the moisture, the smallest particle gets disintegrated. And moment it disintegrates, the emptiness existing around that gets clumped together. Moment it clumps together, then there is nothing to grow. That heat cannot go anywhere. Heat remains. So soil or stones or whatever ingredients are there, they get burnt in presence of darkness, in presence of the cosmic energy, in presence of the heat, and in presence of the emptiness, and it turns into the core, as if something has burnt and burnt energy in the form of coal, it remains there. And that when we extract from the earth, we can use for our living, for our heat, and so many things. So that is a complex mechanism. Had it be their seed, then it would have grown as the plant sprouted. Since it is not the seed, that is a material. Any material, any material is a electrical energy. Now there is no concept of matter. All matter is energy. So even sand, soil, all this is the energy. Energy with coming in contact with the vacuum, heat, in presence of the cosmic energy and the energy of darkness, it forms the core. There may be other causes that's beyond my inception at present. Same thing, naphtha is formed. There is a moisture, there is a water content under the earth. Water molecules get disintegrated, and this disintegration in the darkness with the emptiness existing around creates the liquid like naphtha. It's basically is a coal, but in the form of the oil, in the form of the naphtha, because the basis is water, presence of darkness and presence of the cosmic energy. Without cosmic energy, nothing can be formed. As we cannot exist without cosmic energy, I mean, without the consciousness, cannot exist. Human being dies as the consciousness leaves. So there the consciousness is there and they form the naphtha or coal or whatsoever it is. So this is the basic mechanism that occurs there. Same thing for the underdeveloped child is in darkness. Darkness itself is a highest relaxation, and the cosmic energy is always there. When there is a highest relaxation is there, and when you are relaxed, then the positive energy is comes out from you. Positive energy takes over you. So that positive energy from the darkness clubbed with the cosmic energy in the darkness, in the empty space, nullified the dark effect in the mind of a child, and the mind becomes healthy with time. It is a very complex mechanism and it occurs very, very slowly. And it has been found the child becomes normal if it is rigorously followed and he becomes used to live in darkness. His mental capabilities can be restored as a common. Well, what are the roles of other body cells and body mechanism and brains power that may be contributing its own way, but it's beyond inceptions to conceive everything. It may take decades and centuries together to understand. But the basic mechanism is the emptiness, darkness, cosmic energy, and the relaxation of the child, of the person who is suffering, plays a role, and it is likely he can be cured with time. So this is what happens there. Same thing in the pyramids. Pyramids have a special material they use for making the pyramid. It's not the ordinary stones and all those things. It has been discovered they are special type of stones. And those stones transmit through them only positive cosmic energy, and that with the effect of the darkness inside, in presence of the vacuum between the two elements, two objects, that creates the longevity of the vegetables or fruits, etc., or mummies which we put keep under the pyramids. So this is what happens. So this is basically all is quite complex to sublimate, quite complex to understand. But basically, the effect of darkness, the effect of the cosmic energy, the effect of the emptiness plays a very important role. Because when there is a heat inside, the emptiness goes on increasing. So all this also affects the formulation. Same thing you will find gold, silver, copper, and so many materials under the earth. That depends upon they are not widely spread, they are localized. It means those stones or the sand at that particular place has such qualities that when it comes with this darkness, they they change into the gold or copper or brass or whatsoever it is. It's a localized effect. That's the reason you will find at different locations different materials. Same thing, a localized effect is for the coal. Coal you will not get all the places. It is a segregated places. Oil also you won't get all the places. Some spots you will get, as you are getting in Arab countries and not in India and other places. That is the importance of the sand there, which gets disintegrated. But how it gets disintegrated, that mechanism I tried to explain. So this is broadly I wanted to tell today, and I think it can give you some brief understanding, and you can have a point to manifest and extend yourself. Gives you a tonic to extend your own knowledge and make it useful for the others. Details of these things I have given in chapter 6 of my book on the consciousness, the mystery of darkness and emptiness, so that you can listen to it. It is in the YouTube also. You can listen to it and you can get much more ideas what all has been conceived so far. Thank you.